Historical highs are being set in the tech sector for billion-dollar valuations, such as Apple and Elon Musk's Tesla. But are these stocks overvalued, potentially hurting a company's over the long term? Now, David Butler, Coca-Cola's Vice President of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, shares his thoughts. Thanks for joining me today. First, let's talk about Elon Musk. He's got a company he says is one day going to be worth $700 billion. Right now, it's reported to be worth $25 billion. Much of that is apparently due to the batteries. How much of his brand equity is because of the batteries, SpaceX, or Elon Musk?
Well, my opinion is Elon Musk plays a big role. VCs, companies, strategic partners always invest in the founder team. And obviously he has quite a great reputation and traction. So I think part of it is his own personal brand. But then I also think that in this case, Tesla is so nimble, they could actually do away with the car and focus on the battery, to your point. And that might be how they reach the trillion-dollar mark at some point. But yeah, I think that that's what's different about Tesla, for instance, than Apple. Apple is at this point a large established company, whereas Tesla is still in hyper-growth mode. So they actually may be able to be more nimble, in fact, than Apple.
Tesla has that momentum. Everyone's paying attention to Elon Musk these days. But how much of what he's saying is overconfidence, and could he potentially alienate the average shareholder?
Yes, there's always that risk or that opportunity, but I think you have to look at the track record and base your evaluation or your thinking on the track record. And in his case, he's actually been able to deliver a lot on what he's promised.
Now, you say in your book, for shareholders, billion-dollar brands are not only highly lucrative, but a very tangible sign of a company's capability as well as its culture. Now, can repositioning a company really be the way to reach that billion-dollar mark?
I wouldn't say repositioning, but I would say that any billion-dollar company has to have a great product. Products answer problems that people have. So finding a solution to a big problem that a lot of people have is always the opportunity.
People in the space field, many of them very intelligent, but what separates Elon Musk from them in many ways is he's highly ambitious and very much is confident in the brand and what he has to offer the world. But we were talking about the potential for alienation. More importantly, how does a company, any company, really begin to value itself? It's so hard to take the intangible and make it tangible.
The people who are interested in valuations are the investors. And so the investors look at metrics of the company, metrics of growth, things like revenue, users, and also the size of the market. So in this case, in Elon's case, a huge market and so far a lot of traction as far as users and revenue. So he has, again, a great track record to make these visionary statements around.
In our head, Elon is both our friends, right? So, but more importantly, do you think that he got it right, saying that the company one day could be at Apple proportions?
Perhaps. I mean, it's speculation for now, but again, I think that there's a great leader there and a great plan, and we'll see.
How would you advise a company that is perhaps considering, as you said in your book, to sort of rebrand itself? How does it begin to pivot and build that new brand equity?
Two things, really. One is to look at the assets that the company has. So the brands, the people, the knowledge inside, the relationships, and think about how they could leverage those assets in new and different ways. And then second, be open to, in fact, whole new business models. And you mentioned this before, but highly disruptive business models, Uber-like business models, so on-demand, platforms. These are new business models that didn't exist or weren't used, frankly, until recently. So looking at the assets that a company has and then leveraging new business models is an opportunity for every large company looking to change.
Does a company need to have an innovation director at the helm to be able to get to that next level?
I don't know that they need a person called an innovation anything, but you need to have that vision and that focus. And so any company, if you have that vision and that focus, you can move forward.